Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. So you're getting a divorce. You over 60 and you're getting a divorce. You over 60 and you're getting a divorce. You've been married 38 years, 28 years, and you waited till you were 60, and he waited till he was 60, or she waited till she was 60, or y'all waited till y'all was 60 to say, I'm out. Baby, what in the world? What happened? What happened? You 60? Where y'all going? Tell me. Oh, Lord. So I thought I would check. I checked with my friends here. I said, well, why are you, children are out of college? You got grandchildren at this point. What was going on in the house? You raised some kids, y'all been to everything, every event, every church members, deaconess, steward board, whatever, Catholic, whatever, you're getting a divorce. Well, I asked one of my friends. It's called changing priorities. What? Changing priorities. As people enter retirement, they often reassess their life goals and desires, which can lead to a mismatch in marital expectations. Now, y'all got married. Y'all decided things you like. You liked each other well enough. Y'all had some children. Sorry. You had some children, okay? And children grown up, grandchildren, you've done all these. How do you get mismatched at that point? Where is the mismatch? So the mismatch was in the beginning, or it was in changing priorities. You could say the mismatch was back then when you first met. You knew you were mismatched, but you figured you'd work it out. And then as time went on, life went on, you couldn't work it out. I can understand that. And then you mismatch because your priorities have changed. Like everybody's out of the house. I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to do something else. So you go to her, you go to him, or you go to them. You say, come on, let's do this. And that person says, I don't want to do that. I like it here. I like it here. I want to do this. I want to go A, you want to go B. So a change in priorities. You said okay, well, you go on A and I'm going to go on B. Then the kids are like, what? My mom and my daddy, my, whatever the term is now. What happened? A change in priorities. They weren't growing with you. You grew, you went to school, you did this, that, and other, and they didn't grow with you. So there's a mismatch then in expectations. I think somebody's at the back door. There's a mismatch in expectations. So you got a mismatch in priorities and a mismatch in expectations. That's serious. That is serious. And you can get there easily. You can get there easily. I'm sorry, you all. You know, she's here. Okay. All right. We got okay, he got it. Okay. All right. Let me tell you. How do you get to that point? You're not paying attention, I think, all along. You're not paying attention to that person because y'all are busy with the household and things going on. You don't see you going apart. You may say one day, I wish I could go to Alaska. And you may say the other day, I wish I could go to Hawaii. And then that doesn't translate into my person wants to. I knew it was something on the, I'm sorry. There's a ladybug. Okay. I'm getting through this one. I ain't stopping. Anyway, you see though, you do see how that can happen. You're not paying attention to the conversation or what they said or what the other one said, or you just thought it was chatter when the person was sending signals that I'm ready to travel. I'm ready to go somewhere. Anyway, so one of the things would be a change in priorities. The second is increased independence. I'm not sure I know how to take that. I mean, we've been doing stuff together. We've been going here together. You've been holding my hand. I've been holding your hand. We've been traveling in the same circles. And then this says the person has a newfound sense of freedom. because there's no kids, no babies, and they've been waiting for that day. And they've been waiting to do something with it, but not with you. Let me say it again. They've been waiting for the day that they have this newfound freedom, but not with you. Okay? They need to feel free. They feel like they've been cooped up all this time. They feel like they haven't, none of their dreams have come true. Now, some dreams have come true. The family, the education of the kids, grandchildren maybe. Just a number of things have happened, but not this thing in here. See, this thing in here, this special thing you got stored up in here. You had it when you got married. Did you explain it along the way? Or did you hide it and hold it? And did you do yourself harm? Like I felt like I did myself harm. I feel like that's why I got breast cancer. You can't say it can't happen, because there are studies where you hold stuff in. You holding in a lot. So you held in all these 35 years y'all been together. All these 25 years you've been together. All these 40 years you've been together. You're like, you know what? I gotta go. I mean, just there, get up one day and say, I gotta go. I got to go. And what can you say? You said, baby, we, because you don't see it coming. What I don't like is the surprise. I don't like the surprise of a person coming home and the papers are there on the table. And maybe it's not a surprise. Maybe you've been hiding it all this time. Maybe you knew it was coming. Maybe you were expecting it. You don't want to tell the truth about the thing. You know you haven't done what you were supposed to do. You know you've been another way. Sometimes when I tell you, wait a minute, where is it? I haven't had this up in a minute. You got to look in that mirror and be honest with yourself. I'm not gonna say you caused your own divorce. But have you looked at all of it? Have you taken time to see what's going on around you? Have you paid attention to the person you said I do to? I heard a woman say that she loved her husband more because she felt he had finally seen her on Tamron today. I was thinking like, what? She said she loved him more because he had finally seen her. She said this, sometimes wives are not seen by their husbands because they are always on duty. They're on soccer duty. They're driving the car somewhere. They're on what they call bus car duty, whatever that is, carpool duty. They're on some kind of duty. They at work on a duty. And so they make sure the house is clean, the kids washing, going down, all that is going on. And while all that is going on, then they never get an opportunity to really be themselves or see themselves. You see? And so there's a pursuit for personal interests. Now I feel like you could do some of that. You could do some of that, but if you don't want to do it with that person, then maybe you can't. That I have my brother and my sister-in-law, I love them dearly. She has something that she loves doing. And my brother said, okay. He takes her to that. He goes find him a place to have coffee. He goes to tour something while she's doing that. And then when he does all that he does, she finds something to do. She does her, whatever that is she does, she likes to do. Then she works on that while he's doing that. And then they come together and be who they are. Sometimes it works out. But sometimes those personal interests can create a distance in the relationship. Now, I'm not talking to you as a life coach. I'm talking to you because of this particular book I wrote. Guide to the Second Time Bride. I could tell you some stuff. But I was in my 30s when I wrote this. My late 30s? Yeah, my 30s. But I want to tell you that I'm talking about people in their 60s. And you see it every day. You see it every day. But they need to have that freedom. They're like, I did everything I knew how to do, but I didn't take care of this. You got to take care of this so that this will stay in place. You see, you got to have some kind of way, you got to have this together. It would be better if you could do it together. But when you can't do it together, sometimes you got to walk, unfortunately. And then there's health issues. It's chronic health problems or the stress of caregiving. See, I don't want anybody to want to have to take care of Jordan. My daughter and her husband and his granddaughter took care of me. I was a sick person. You heard me say it more than once. It was a love that they had for me. You don't always get that same love in the spouse, so you're supposed to death do you part. But it doesn't always work like that, especially when you're chronically ill. You chronically ill, you got to sit with that person. I sat with somebody that I wasn't married to anymore. That takes a lot. Takes stamina. It takes an understanding. It takes the love of the Lord Jesus Christ is what you got to have. And you don't always want to do that. You don't want to change diapers. And you don't want to clean up, a person can't hold their food. You don't want to do all that. And I certainly don't want anybody doing that for me that is my spouse unless they have signed up for that. And since ain't nobody signed up for that, because we don't know where it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, or if that ever is going to happen for any one of us to be in that state. But when you talk about the person is ill and you've been with them 35 and 40 years, and you say, I can't do this. I already raised the kid. I already took care of the house. I already did all these things. I ain't going to spend my next 30 years taking care of him or her. That's a personal choice. And I certainly can't pass judgment on it. That's between you and your God. But these are the reasons that people after 60, they just can't take it. It's the changing of the priorities. Your priorities change. That's just life. It's increased independence. There's some personal pursuits that you haven't been able to do. And if that person comes home and says, I want to be an actor, then you need to find out where's the class, baby, you need. For me, I would say, what class? They have classes? You want to take classes first? Or what do you want to do? Okay, let me get your what's that? Don't you need some pictures? I don't know. I don't know. I just think that would be me. But what can I say? Because I'm not in anybody's relationship. And so health. My issue with anybody with me is my health. I don't want anybody to sign up with me, period. Because I never know. The health thing is, I don't know anybody in this world in 2026 that I would say sign up with me and say you're going to help take care of me. I don't know anybody I would agree to. I don't know anybody that got that kind of something that they want to do, because it goes in and out. I don't want to put that on anybody. Just let me just stay where I am, how it is now. That's something you have to make up your mind about that. I heard a person say, a friend of mine has cancer, had cancer, has cancer. It comes back and forth, But anyway, she, and the person said, I don't care. I want to take care of you. And she said no to him. And I wondered, I said, oh, you said no to him? But then I thought about it, because you don't want anybody to have that burden. The burden of what goes on with chemo and taking you to the doctor. We want our people to be free. Just going to be free. We'll be all right. Anyway, so is it anything positive? Oh, there's a loss of intimacy. Oh, yeah. That's why they got the blue pills. It's a decline over the years. It depends on who needs what. And if it ain't equaling out, that may be a problem. I don't know if it's enough for loss for divorce. I don't know about that. Because why are you in it? You were in it for that? Well, all these years, and now you're talking about... I'm trying to stay on YouTube, so I'm not going to go there. Financial concerns. Well, disagreement over finances. You have made it through all these different years of financial ups and downs. That's the way life is. Or is it because your retirement and the other person's retirement is not enough money and you don't want to be on the struggle bus anymore? You want to go on and live on just your retirement. Okay, I guess that's significant enough reason. But that may be the source of the conflict. I don't know. But I'm just saying to you that, you know, when you hear they divorcing after 60 years, no, after age 60, they've been married 35, 40 years, then don't give them the side eye because you don't know what's going on. It could be financial concerns, a loss of intimacy. You never know. You know, it could be health issues. You never know. It could be increased independence. I need my space and changing priorities. So I think you could talk to people maybe to encourage them to communicate more, and I'm encouraging you. If you're in the middle of trying to figure out what you're going to do about it, if you're in the middle of trying to figure out what you're going to do about it, that's a problem already. But if you know somebody or yourself, I suggest, and I got this from my friends, that you talk candidly about your feelings and your desires and your concerns and get an understanding. You know what to say, get thee thine own understanding. Get thee thine own understanding of what's going on. Kids are gone. You're sitting around every day. You're looking at each other. You're doing the same thing. After a while, somebody's going to get tired of some of that. And so you need to be open about it and talk about it. And, you know, talk about it candidly about it. You raised some kids. You've been in the hospital with this person. You've gone through thick and thin with this person. Then I would say, at this point, honesty is the best policy. Straight up. And then it says promote individual growth. So you know the person likes to do ABC, then encourage them to do ABC. How you going to stand around and tell somebody, well, I don't know why you're doing that? Well, hell no, you don't know why you're doing that because you haven't heard the call. You don't know what the call is. We all get a call, whisper. You know, we know we get a call. We hear something differently. We have different fingerprints and different drummers. I told you, I used to try to get in step with other people's drumming. My drummer be going, doom, 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 doom. And somebody else's drummer be going, doo, 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 doo. I said, ooh, that sounds good now. Doo, 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 doo. I jump over there and I get me another drummer. Another drummer be going, dun, dun, and I jump over there and that drummer. Ooh, they look like they're doing well over there. And I say, Jordan, come on over here with this drummer. It's crazy. I lost a lot of time. I wasted a lot of time not listening to my own drummer. My own drummer told me something different. Told me to do something differently. And I didn't do it. You heard me beat myself up about it. I'm not going to do it today. So, also you might want to seek professional help. You know, there's somebody, go talk to somebody sometimes. I think I told my family or something, you know, nobody talks to us about when you had cancer over and over and over. It takes something from, it does something up here. Because you don't know what, when you go to the doctor, you have to go to the doctor like what? When they call you, you know. Let me go. Focus on shared goals. Help couples identify and work toward a common goal. What common goal do y'all have? We're gonna redo the house. We're gonna get me a new kitchen. Now you know if she wants a new kitchen, whomever's doing the kitchen, you need to let them have that kitchen. I watch HGTV. I would love to have a kitchen of my choice where I have all my stuff laid out. I love to have a house where all my stuff is just laid out. I can just walk through and look at it. You know, I just like looking at what I like. You know, I like looking at things that I have found that were treasures. You know, everybody's treasure, one person's treasure is another person's trash. Everybody doesn't see your house the way you see it. So when they come in, they say, ooh, why she got 5 birds over there in one corner and 3 hens over in that corner? Because those 5 birds, I found them 5 bird symbols while I was at the trash can. And I found the hens when I was down at the Salvation Army. I mean, they mean something to me. I was using that as an example. It means something to the owner of the house. So you go to people's house, you need to shut your mouth. I like what Eric Cheney said one time. He said, that's your house. I ain't got nothing to do with what's in your house. I came sit down and do some work. I like a person say that's your house, and I know that. I like my house to where all my stuff I can see it all, and I just like I'll look around and say, "Oh, I remember that. I remember when I got that. I just want to walk past it, and then I want to go get some more stuff. Like I got this new thing. I want my next set of bracelets to come from Africa. Now you already been to Africa, Georgian. What are you talking about? Well, I need some new stuff. So I want to go to Africa and get it. That's where I want it from. I don't want it from anywhere. I don't want it from out at this person's store. I don't want you, if you brought it back to me, I knew it came from Africa, but I want to go get it. I got something I want to buy. I got it in my mind. And so it doesn't mean anything to anybody. Let's suppose I was married or with somebody. That's how I want to go to Africa to buy some bracelets. I'm just saying, baby, what? I want to go somewhere. Okay, baby, where you want to go? You want me to take you to the mall? No, I don't want to go to the mall. I want some bracelets. Some bracelets? Oh, well, you want to go to a jewelry store? No, I don't want that. Well, you want some bracelets? Well, where you want it from? I want to go to Africa. I don't want to go first class. I've been every other way, but I've never been first class. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all sit with that. Anyway, I'm just saying, back to the, it just, I want to be able to do that. And you say, I don't, where? Well, where in Africa? That's to be my next thing. My question would be, where in Africa? When would you like to go? Whose airline do you want to go on? Those three things I would be asking me. But you're not going to ask me that? You may or may not. I don't know. I'll never know because I'm not trying to be there. Because I know I can take myself to Africa. That's number one. So anyway, so what we're going to do? We're going to go and we're going to offer emotional help. We're going to listen to our friends and we're going to wish them well. We're not going to pass judgment and we're not going to give them the side eye. Let grown people be grown people. You still with your husband, your spouse, or your partner, you've been together 35 years, keep on keeping on. They getting ready to break up, they've been together 39 years, and he's going his way and she's going her way. You just decide who's going to get the dog and keep the telephone numbers and don't talk between them. And don't go anywhere where they are. Do not do that. Because if you go somewhere where she is, and then where you like her more than me, you go somewhere where he is, where you over there with his new somebody. Oh, just too much. Just talk to him on the phone, text them, do FaceTime. All of that till they get through it, till they settle down, till they get somewhere stable. Otherwise, you're going to be in a mess that you didn't ask to be in. Child, let them people divorce. Divorce after 60, have at it. What else is going on in the world? Because right now, we need some peace. We need some peace. We need some peace. And whatever that is, that's what we need to do. You know I love you, don't you? You know that. And you can't do anything